Let's talk about corporate culture. What is it? The Harvard Business Review says, culture is the tacit social order of an organization. It shapes attitudes and behaviors in wide-ranging and durable ways. When properly aligned with personal values, drives, and needs, culture can unleash tremendous amounts of energy toward a shared purpose and foster an organization's capacity to thrive. Let's file that under good, but more than I need to know. How about healthy cultures are cultures where what they value is clear to all? Yeah, that's more like it. There's a lot of moving parts in the culture of an organization. Things like shared language with our unique words and acronyms. There are collective and shared behaviors, or physical work environments, group rituals, visible symbols, shared stories, motivations, personalities, expectations, and values. Let's focus there on values. When we began the journey of identifying our legacy values, we looked at what we aspired to, rooted in the 100-year history of the organization. We recognized that although we were thinking of these aspirational values as an organization, they would only become reality for all of us, collectively, when they became values for each of us individually. So let's take a look. The first two are what we call our public values. We speak of these to our customers and present them to our markets. We print them on coffee mugs and brochures. We want people to know that we're intentional about these. Do right and treat people well. That sounds so simple, and it's based on what's been called the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Don't let the simplicity of this diminish the beauty and power of it. When we value doing the right thing and treating people well, it impacts everything we do, every decision we make, all of our plans, and who we are. Number 3, live a spiritually surrendered life. This isn't only essential to each person's well-being, but also to our organization's well-being. In this, you find the character that an organization like ours requires: humility, empathy, going the extra mile, and remembering what's important. Let's skip to the last of the values in the list. By the way, these are obviously not listed in order of importance or even by degree of difficulty. This is just how they emerged back when the list was developed. Now, all of these years later, this is the way they work best. The last on the list is keep one eye on eternity. Think of this one and number 3 as bookends for the others. They both rest on remembering what's important. Just as life can be rich and rewarding, it can also be challenging and hard. There will be days, good ones, and difficult ones. Some to remember, and those you'd like to forget. Focus on the moment, but at the same time, keep one eye on eternity. It's all about perspective. You can't do number 12 without number 3 and vice versa. The fact of the matter is, it's all complicated without these two. Number 4, live beneath your means. Seems a little weird for a company that is one of its major functions to loan people money to say, as an individual, you need to be careful about getting into too much debt. Well, it all comes down to being good stewards, making the most of what we've been given, investing well, and giving well. We're a for-profit business. The difference between a for-profit business that's healthy and a business that's determined to make a profit at any cost are elements like humility and good stewardship, living beneath its means. So don't worry, be happy. Or as number 5 says, maintain an infectious, optimistic, enthusiastic attitude. The key word here is infectious. Picture this. Those who seem to be carriers of optimism and enthusiasm can hopefully infect the rest of us. Without a doubt, attitude is contagious. What kind of attitude do we all want for a healthy workplace? The optimistic, enthusiastic kind. When people are surveyed about what ingredients make up an ideal work environment, one always makes the list: trust. Value number 6 says, approach your work with intensity. That value's here because of trust. At Legacy, people are given freedom to do their job. They're empowered by the meaningful responsibilities entrusted to them. So we look for people who have a personal commitment to approaching their work with intensity. They're self-starters and self-disciplined. This value affirms that value collectively. It says, this is who we are. You might say, this is our work ethic. Trust is also at the heart of number 7. Engage your coworkers in honest conversation. Honest conversation can only come from trust. Sometimes honest conversation is about correction and criticism. If it's coming from someone we trust and respect, it can also be constructive. In a culture plagued with dishonesty, there's gossip, mistrust, plotting, conniving, and corporate disease. So how do you create an environment where honest conversation thrives? It starts with this: honor and value all coworkers. That's number 8. A lot is said these days, and rightly so, about the value of diversity in the workplace. A mix of skills, perspectives, and abilities makes us more whole and complete, helps us serve a diverse customer base, and meets the challenges of being Oklahoma's best bank. Number 9 says, keep processes simple and meetings to a minimum. And that doesn't sound quite as noble and inspirational as other numbers on this list, but it's here for a reason. If we aren't intentional about this, we can become consumed in the not-so-important matters. Our major functions seem straightforward, taking deposits, making loans, etc. But then add in the processes, the rules and changing regulatory challenges, safety, security, marketplace challenges, vendor relationships, adding new technologies, and managing the inherent risks when we do. All of this requires ongoing training and even adapting our training to prepare for tomorrow's realities. And so we have value number 10, discover, learn, and grow. As we have observed, these corporate values require a parallel individual value. And this one's no exception. Around Legacy, we talk about the importance of each person being a learn-it-all, not a know-it-all. The most satisfied, productive, and valuable employees at Legacy are those with a heightened curiosity and those who raise their hand to say they're ready to take on the next challenge. Our organization's full of stories of people who started with Legacy in a certain role but have emerged to take on new responsibilities, becoming experts in an area or subject, thus making us all better. If you bring that willingness to discover, learn, and grow, Legacy will provide the opportunity. Endeavor to persevere. That's number 11. We have to be careful. Sometimes making a list of aspirational values can make them seem like a magic potion. Experience quickly shows us that we can aspire to be the best, strive for the right, and seek the highest, and still have those times where we have to draw deep and endeavor to persevere. Endeavor to persevere. Yeah, it's a line from a Clint Eastwood movie, The Outlaw Josie Wales. Even though it's borrowed from pop culture, it's still valid. The fact is, our ability to endeavor to persevere comes from who we are individually and as an organization. The success of our endeavors in this pursuit also depends on this, our commitment to keep an eye on eternity. Number 12, the other bookend to our values. Life can be rich, it can be rewarding, it can be challenging and hard. Focus on the moment, but at the same time, keep one eye on eternity. It's all about perspective. And there you have it, our legacy values. Do we aspire to these? Are they evident in the way we do business day by day? Would someone who's our customer look at this list and say they can see these values alive in our company? Let's say a qualified yes. The qualification is that we're still becoming the organization and the culture we want to be. We agree with that statement from the Harvard Business Review. Culture can unleash tremendous amounts of energy toward a shared purpose and foster an organization's capacity to thrive. You know, our logo is an acorn silhouetted against an oak leaf. It's a picture of a legacy. We describe it as simple beginnings, strong tomorrows. It acknowledges that a legacy is an organism. It changes, it morphs, it grows. It might suffer a setback, but it's dynamic. An individual life is a legacy. A company is a legacy, including a company that's a bank, and one in particular called LegacyBank.